Okay, so let's get started with the HTML and CSS. So basically, what we're going to do first is just create the three boxes. We're just going to put it directly in the HTML. Later on, that'll be replaced with JavaScript, because when we come to the page, we only want to see that one box, and then as soon as we hit a key, we'll see the three with the three values, the key code, and the code. So let's start here by just changing the title here to, we'll say, we'll just say event key codes. And then let's see, we're going to have a wrapper div here with the ID of insert. And in here, we're going to have some classes, some divs with the class of key, which is basically just the box, the border, the background color, and so on. So this will be, let's just say it's the A key that we hit. This will be dynamic later on. We'll add this with the JavaScript, but for now I'm just going to hard code the letter A and have a small tag here. And we'll just give this a label of event.key, because that's what it is. On the event object, it's going to be the .key value. And then under that div, we'll have another class of key. And this is going to be the key code, which for A is 65. So I'm just going to hard code that in there. And let's say this is the event.keycode. And then we'll have another class of key. And this is going to be the code, which in this case would be key A. And inside small tags here, we'll say event.code. And then we'll have one final div with the class of key. And this is just going to be like the welcome box. It'll say press any key to get the key code and code. Actually, we'll just say to get the key code. All right, so that should be it for the HTML. Pretty simple. Let's jump into the style sheet. And this styling is not going to be too bad either. I just want to use a different font, so I'm going to say CSS question mark family, and let's set that to MULI. And we'll set that on the body here. MULI. Change the font. Also on the body, I'm going to add a background color of E1 3 times. And let's set, we can get rid of the flex direction column. And I just want to add a text align center here. So text align center. And then all we really need to style is the key class and then the small tags inside. So for key, let's give this a border. So the border will be 1 pixel solid, and it'll be hexadecimal 999. And then I'm going to give it a slightly lighter background color of EEE. And then let's add a box shadow, just a very slight shadow. I'm going to do one pixel for both the horizontal and vertical offset, and 3 pixels for the blur. And then for the color, RGBA black 000 for red, green, blue, and 0.1 for alpha. So just a very slight shadow on the right and bottom. So let's set, I'm going to set the display actually to an inline flex. Okay, so they're going to be side by side. And then let's set align items to center. And let's set the font size to be bigger. I'm going to set that to 20 pixels. And let's set the padding of this, of each one, to 20 pixels. And let's set the, I'm actually going to set the flex direction to column. And then let's set the margin, we'll break them apart a little bit, so let's do 10 pixels margin. And let's see, what else do we want to do here? Let's set the font weight to bold, so I'll go right here and say font weight, set that to bold. What else do we want to do here? Is that the correct font? Doesn't look like it. No, it's not. So right here we should have an ampersand. There we go. And then let's set a min width here for each box as well to 150. All right, so now we'll do the small tags. Actually, one more thing I want to do is position this relative, because the small tags inside of the key class are going to be positioned absolute. So when you position something absolute in CSS, if you want to position it inside this container, then you would make that position relative. So let's take the key class and small tags inside of it, and let's position that absolute. As soon as I do that, it's gonna, it's gonna get put here, but I actually want to move it up here. So let's set the top value to a negative, so negative 24 pixels, because I want to bring it out of that box. And I'll set the left value to 0, but I do want it in the middle, so I'm going to set text align to center and also set the width to 100%. That'll put it in the middle. Let's change the color to 555, and I want it smaller, so let's set the font size to 14 pixels, like that. And I think we should be good. Yeah, so that looks okay. So in the next video, we want to give this some functionality where we don't even show these 3 boxes until we actually hit a key, and then obviously whatever key we hit, this data in here is going to be different.